Welcome back. So today we're going to discuss building a string for the small inverter. This is the 3000 watt inverter with a built-in 60 amp MPPT solar charger. So the solar panels will tie into the two wires. There's a plus and minus that says PV input at the top of here. And that'll go through a breaker on the wall, or a breaker somewhere, a couple breakers, to look after this circuit. So now I'm showing 3 breakers up here, breaker 1, 2, and 3. You could theoretically put one breaker here, a bigger breaker with more amperage, and just make those connections. Maybe that would be a way to do this. That's probably what I would do. And this should be more like a 40 amp breaker. And then these can just be connections. And that'll save some money. And just don't move the camera, but even you can get some of these style breakers. These are interesting. Little breakers, shut-offs. And you can get these in different amperage, 40 amps, 30 amps. I haven't seen them in the 15 amps. There's fuses, there's different ways of going. I like to use the actual breakers, the DIN rail breakers, and we're going to have another video on breakers. So we won't get carried away, but let's say we're going to put a breaker there, then these just become connections. This is almost like a bus bar, and you just parallel each panel into it. Now the nice thing about parallel strings is if snow is on one panel, it doesn't affect the other string, because the voltage is not going through each panel through a series loop, so the water is not flowing through each panel. In this case, we're just dumping all our energy onto a highway, and it's going down the highway. So snow on one panel is not going to affect nice clear skies and good solar charge on these other 2 panels. That's the advantage of a parallel solar string. So now, to make this thing work, we have to keep it to a 60 cell. Why? Because remember, our maximum open circuit voltage is 40 volts on this thing. This here big panel, this bifacial, was 47 volts. So the maximum open circuit is 47 volts. So this panel, this size of a panel, could blow up this little MPPT. So you have to be careful. So I have 60 cells, and that's most common out there. And if you're using this for campers and small stuff, it's going to be just fine. You're going to get a lot of power out of 3 panels on a 12 volt system. So we designed it like that. We have our breakers, 900 watts. It's pretty simple. Okay, well, thank you very much.